applied myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Welcome to Dave's Doghouse, episode 2 on the new channel. Hope everyone is excited for today because I am. Got a lot to talk about. Got some groundbreaking news to tell you guys about the show. Something new that I'm going to start doing, and I'm going to tell you at the end. So you're going to have to watch it all the way through to hear what I got to say at the end. But before we get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I am live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and X. So if you are on Facebook, like, share it, and add everyone. Get everybody to watch what's going on today. If you're on YouTube, like I said, like, share, subscribe. I got 23 subscribers right now. So I want to get them, I want more people to be able to watch this and get this good content that I'm about to be giving out. And then if you're on X, like it, repost it. And that's pretty much as simple as that. Like I said, I'm very excited about today's show. Shout out to the in the red corner who just had their interview just done. So make sure you go check that out. It's on their channel, so make sure you do that. The regular R2L show will be live today late at 7 p.m. with Joe and my dummy bro Tomo. So make sure you tune into today's show at 7 p.m. I'll be on here for maybe about 45 minutes or so. So I want you to make sure you pay attention to everything I have to say today. And I have some personal, things going on as well. I'll make that announcement whenever that comes. But there's some really good things are brewing. Can't wait to talk about everything that's going on today. But welcome to Dave's Doghouse. I'm excited about today, and we got to do it the right way. Because
you know what I'm here for.
We got a lot of things to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started because we got some people that's going to be going. My guy, you in the doghouse. So, first of all, what we got to do is we got to talk about the old doghouse. Who is staying in or who's getting out. So, this is from the last time. And as you can see, we got Draymond in there, who's still there going through therapy. Should be coming off suspension soon. Then you got Brandon Staley, who's pretty much going to stay there. Duke basketball, men's basketball, some things that are going on I didn't like, but, some things have changed. So soon you'll be coming out Duke basketball. The Eagles, should I really be taking them out? They lost 4 or 5 games. 2 of those games were blowout. One of those games was to a team that's not even over 500. They only have 4 wins in the season. So, they might be there until the playoffs start. Who knows? But shout out to Joe for, tuning in, and Wifey, of course, always supporting the show. So I'm glad to have some people on here commenting. Like that video, y'all. I don't see no likes right now. Like that video. But, Then you got the WBC, the Detroit Pistons, Deontay Wilder, and Regis Prograis. What's crazy is the latest one I did with Deontay Wilder has the most views right now. So boxing it just seems to be where it is. It has its own avenue. So don't be surprised if you see someone else in there now. But this one may catch some people off guard of who's actually leaving out of the doghouse. Because this team doesn't look very good, but it seems to be like right after I put them in the doghouse, they went and got the win. And they've been competing other than the last game where they got blown out, but they haven't been, it was a close game against the Jazz. They've been fighting. It's the Detroit Pistons. Detroit. I mean, you already had 27 straight losses, but you didn't make it 28. At 20th game, you went and won, but then you lost 2 straight after that. So, this is more of a gracious me letting you out of the doghouse because I feel really bad for you because it's like you're fighting, you're just not able to get any wins. So, Detroit basketball, Detroit Pistons. For now, you're out of the doghouse. But I mean, you're the first team to 30 losses before any team even has 30 wins this season, which is it's crazy to say that I'm allowing you out of the doghouse right now. But, like I said, you've done what you could to get out by winning that game. That's all I asked of you was to win a game and compete. And you did it. So I can't necessarily punish you like I punished, if I let the Wizards out for competing and winning a game or two, I'm going to do the same for you. I'm not going to hold anything against you because of that. So, Detroit, you are now out of the doghouse. So now we got to talk about the new inductees to the doghouse. And some of these have been brewing for a little while now. I've had someone tell me that there was a case for one person, and I was like, okay, I'll think about it. The team, they started off well this year. They were, leading the league in pass yards for a while. One of their fans said that they were playing like they were the best quarterback in the NFC East. And some people said that he was, past that. So what's next for you? Your team has not been playing well. There were a lot of high hopes. You went and got Eric Bieniemy as your offensive coordinator. I mean, you still got Ron Rivera there, so it's not that much hope that you got because you got Ron Rivera there. But you also, you're a 5th-round pick out of the University of North Carolina, same school as Drake May. And, the one game you played last year, you played really well and beat the Cowboys. Then you started off 2-0 this year. It started to look really good. Then the losses just piled on. And then you had 2 really good games against the Eagles. But as we all see, anybody can have a good game against the Eagles defense. It's just terrible. 30th in the league, though 31st in the league. It's just a really, really, really bad defense. Yeah. I mean, sorry, Joe. I mean, Ron Rivera he is who he is. But if you don't know who I'm talking about by now, then you must have been living on a rock. But I'm talking about Sam Howell. Sam Slinging Howell. That's what they were calling you. Slinging Sam Howell. Or Howell. But it's like, now it's like, how? How are you even up here now? Well, if people don't know, Sam Howell has gotten benched twice within the last few weeks. by Jacoby Brissett. And the only reason why he played in that game against the Niners is because Jacoby Brissett was hurt. And it doesn't seem like Jacoby Brissett is going to play in Week 18. It seems like Sam Howell is going to be playing again. So, what's going on, Sam? You looked like you were promising because you had all the passing yards. The offense was moving the ball with you, but all of a sudden now the offense is just not moving with you as their quarterback. Jacoby Brissett came in and played a better game than you both times. So is it Eric Bieniemy as the OC? Is it Ron Rivera, the head coach? Or is it you, Sam? There are times where they say that you were getting yourself sacked. So what is it for you to be able to get these things? How can I say it? How can you get yourself back into the starting lineup to where people aren't questioning if you're the quarterback of the future or not? Because that's what they said that you were in the beginning of the season. You were the guy. Now there's talks about them possibly drafting Caleb Williams or Drake May or Michael Penix, one of the quarterbacks in this draft. But what are you going to do to prove that you don't belong in that situation? What are you going to do to prove that you should be the starting quarterback, that you are the future of the Washington Commanders? You have some time to get that done. It's not this season, of course, but if you at least play well in this last game and compete, and if you beat the Cowboys, maybe that question goes away. But if you don't and you get blown out, then maybe you're just a backup. Maybe that's all you're meant to be, as a backup. And then that would technically mean that me and Carl were correct, that you aren't that good, that you just, you were playing well in a few games, but you're just not meant to be a quarterback. So, well, Sam, this is a fan of yours. He's a diehard Commanders fan. He said you deserve to be in there. So that's you, Sam. I'm sorry, Slinging Sam Howell. You in the doghouse, Sam. So you get the call that everyone else gets. My guy, you in the doghouse. And now we're going to move on to our next guy. So this person is a head coach. He's been pronounced as one of the best head coaches. At least one of the best offensive minds as a head coach as well. He was the head coach for the New Orleans Saints. He was the head coach when they won that Super Bowl with Drew Brees. After Hurricane Katrina, how much that meant for that team during that time. So I want to know, what is the issue with your team now? Because you are now the head coach in Denver with Russell Wilson as your quarterback. Well, not anymore, but Russell Wilson is your quarterback. And you had the opportunity to get into the playoffs, but you did something that I felt was messed up even for Russell Wilson. So, Sean Payton. Yeah, I'm putting you in the doghouse, Sean. You were supposed to be the savior. You were supposed to be the savior in Denver. Whether Russell Wilson was your quarterback choice or not, you came in here, you criticized the OC who's with the Jets. You criticized him, saying that he was a bad play caller and the team was bad because of him. But this team ain't moved, even with you as the head coach. So was it him? Was it you? Or is it Russ? Now, even with all that, even with everything that was going on, the Broncos were in position to make the playoffs. They started winning games. I think at one point they were 6-2. After they started off like what 1-4 or something like that, they were 6-2 after that. And you talked to us and said that you got to make sure that you got to do something about your contract. And you're winning because Russ is playing better. Russ is playing better. Jerry Jeudy started to step up. Cortland Sutherland was making crazy catches. You were running the ball well. The defense played a little bit better. And now that you're in position to make the playoffs, you sit him down with 2 games left in the season. Why? Why would you do that? I get that you guys want to save money and that you're getting rid of him, but at least let him play the last 2 games out. That's my gripe with this. Just let him play the last 2 games. You already paid him all this money, and you're going to have to pay him this money anyway. You still owe him this contract, and just because he's not going to give up the money that y'all gave him, that was given to him before you got there. So I get it. It's not your fault that they went and got Russ, but it's not Russ's fault that they offered him all that money either. They could have lowballed him. They didn't. They could have given that. They could have kept. They could have kept what they got. They didn't do that. They made the decision to trade for him. They made the decision to give him all that money. So I think you shouldn't have sat him down with 2 games left in the season. You still fighting for a playoff spot. Isn't that what you came here for? You came here to be able to compete when everyone else is competing, and you had the opportunity to do that. So instead of paying him this money and making the playoffs, you decided to not pay him and miss the playoffs, because the very next game you lose and you got eliminated from playoff contention. Look, my mom is a Broncos fan. My guy Bibby is a Broncos fan. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. There's no reason why they should have traded all of that for him. That's the organization's fault. And as a head coach, you're supposed to be there for your quarterback, whether you wanted him there or not. And there's been plenty of times where we've seen you yelling at him on the sideline, and I get it. But these are grown men. I think that's one thing that always rubs me the wrong way. Just yelling at a grown man on national television. I just think it's crazy. But Sean Payton, just like everyone else, you get the call. My guy, you in the doghouse. So you are a Super Bowl winning head coach. That's not to say that you don't have the opportunity to do that again. But I just feel as though you should have done. This should have been a different situation with that because of this. Because of where you were going. The team was heading to the playoffs, or at least fighting for position. The team could have finished 9-7. 10-7. 10-7, 9-8, something like that, and you could have been in the playoff spot. Even if it was the last wild card, you would have been made it there. But now, because you guys don't want Russ to be, paid the $39 extra million because of the injury, you bench him. Well, probably y'all shouldn't. They should have never put that in the contract. I just feel as though you don't mess with a man's money. And you don't cost your team the playoffs because of somebody else's contract. So for me, That's the biggest issue. Okay, yeah, my bad. So yeah, you won, but you also got eliminated from playoff contention. So at what cost? At what cost, man? That's my thing. At what cost? The backup ain't better than Russ. That's all I gotta say. Russ ain't what he used to be, but he's played better this year than he did last year. Last year there was no doubt that he was terrible. This year he started off terrible, but he started playing a little bit better. So, Sean Payton in the doghouse. And that's why we have this show, because now I can see who doesn't agree with this. All right. Off of football now. I said this earlier. Deontay Wilder is the reason why. I said Deontay Wilder is a reason why I got a lot of views. So now I got to talk about some other situations that happen in boxing. And luckily, I got some really good things to talk about, man. This guy recently just had a fight against Canelo. Their fight reportedly did between $650,000 to $700,000 on pay-per-view, on USA pay-per-view buys. He is one of the Charlo twins. The other Charlo just had a big win not too long ago. But there was something crazy that just happened not too long ago. And these are things that people will know. I'm not too fond of these type of things, because I have someone who's special in my life, and I take these things seriously when it comes to domestic violence. So this is going to be a serious one. These next two are actually very serious, but this one is where I'll start. Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo was recently arrested in Texas and charged with misdemeanor assault. He was released from jail when he was arrested. It was on a Saturday. And there was a mugshot that emerged. But for me, it is the arrest. It's the arrest, and not only the arrest, we pretty much know who it was, because his wife, Cheyenne Westbrook, filed a temporary restraining order and a divorce from him. But the alleged victim was not named in court records. If it's not your wife, then I apologize for what I just said. But if it is, then I do not apologize. That's just plain and simple. Jermell Charlo is one of the biggest fighters in boxing. He's one of the twins, like I said, one of the Charlo twins. And all he did in that ring was running around from Canelo. Now it seems like he was running from the law and not doing the right thing when it comes to domestic violence. There was an audio that came from that arrest. And I don't like what I heard from the audio. It's one thing to say that you got arrested, but it's another for it to be an actual audio of what you did.
Play big tough girl. Oh, she pussy. Bro, it doesn't matter. I don't bro, look. I thought she was tough, bro. I thought, all right, hey, can I show you? I hit that bitch like this.
So I apologize for the language, but you were bragging about hitting a woman. That is one thing I do not accept. You bragged about hitting a woman. Whether it was your wife, your sister, your friend, it does not matter. You never brag about hitting a woman. And not only did you hit her, you said you socked her eye and you blacked her eye. And you're surprised that she called the police on you? You're shocked that as a woman, she called the police. What do you think was going to happen? You thought it was going to be, oh, I'm going to hit her and she ain't going to do nothing about it. She's just going to be scared and do absolutely nothing? Look, you're an idiot. You are a certified idiot. You're a boxer, so when it comes to fighting me, you'll win. I get that, but I ain't about fight. You're absolutely wrong for putting your hands on a woman. For one, you're a registered fighter, which means your hands are weapons. You're a pro boxer. I'm going to say that again. You are a professional boxer, and you're a worldwide known boxer at that. It's not like you're an amateur boxer, that's someone you just known, not you just came out here. You're very well known. And you go and do something stupid like that and go hit a woman, you will forever be in the doghouse. There's a spot for you there for good. You're never coming out. That was idiotic of you. You are now a woman beater. I don't care what anyone else says about you. I've lost zero respect. I have zero respect for anybody who puts their hands on a woman, no matter what the situation is. You don't do that, especially if your hands are registered. Your hands are registered weapons. You're a registered fighter. You did all that running around in the ring from Canelo, but you put your hands on a woman. Couldn't put your hands on somebody when it counted. But when it came to somebody who you know can't beat you, you put your hands on them. You're a weak man for that. A very weak man for that. And I don't accept that at all. That is ridiculous that you thought that was okay and funny to brag about. Not only did you think it was okay, you thought it was hilarious to talk about. And you didn't think that was going to be leaked. You didn't think that people were going to find that out. Come on, now this is a new age. This is the age. This is the social media age. This is the age of technology. That stuff is going to get out there. So why would you do something so idiotic like that? You're a weak man for that. And I have zero respect for anybody that puts their hands on a woman like that. You're weak. I'll say that again. I don't care how much stronger you are than me. I don't care how much you fought better. You're a weak man because you put your hands on a woman. And Charlo, you will forever, my guy, you in the doghouse. Forever be in the doghouse. That's ridiculous. All right, now on to the next one. This other person is also a boxer as well. And although what he did was a legal issue, it wasn't as stupid as him. So, Jerry Miller Yep, I'm going to bring him on up. Jerry Miller. Another professional boxer got himself in legal trouble. Miller was just recently arrested for carjacking. And not only was it carjacking, it was planned. It was a planned carjacking because your car got towed. You just got to check. You were just in a fight. So what's the point of you stealing money? What's the point? You couldn't pay your car note? You just got to check what you do with it. Um, Clearly, you ain't taking care of your bills because you got your car towed. You just got a big check from the fight you had with Daniel Dubois or Dubois. I'm not. I could be saying his last name wrong, but it's Dubois or Dubois. Someone correct me if I'm saying it right. So it was because you stole a truck, your truck, that you just got from, you get you in Hollywood. And that only that you had a female go in there to distract the person, saying that she had left something in the car. And then when the person went to grab the keys and turned around, you popped up and knocked the guy out and took the keys. So you didn't think they were going to recognize who you are? Jerry Miller, you're also a known boxer. And now you have this young lady as an accomplice who I also believe should be in the doghouse, but I don't know the young lady's name. But who knows why she did it? She might be someone you're involved with. It could be someone else. Okay. So that was even worse. It's your wife. Yeah, Jerry Miller, you definitely in the doghouse. Wife, girlfriend, doesn't matter. This is someone you're involved with. You got them to do this too. So now both of you are pretty much about to serve some time or do some probation. I don't know exactly what the charge is going to be, but I know that's assault and carjacking, which is neither one of those are good. Neither one of those are good. What is up with these people with all this money doing having these legal issues? I have a theory. Well, I won't say a theory, but I have something that I've always learned in business. Money does not bring you happiness. It brings you options, but it doesn't bring you happiness. So money don't change anything. Money is not the root of all evil. All it does is exposes who the person actually is. That's all it does. Money exposes who you are. And if you're not doing right by money, that's what's going to happen to you. All it's going to do is show you exactly what you were before. Because most people aren't different when they have money or when they don't. When they have money and when they don't have money, they're the same person. The thing is, money just shows it a lot more. It puts a spotlight on it. So all this money is doing is putting a spotlight on who you really are. And you're a lame guy to do something like that. You're lame people. Like, take care of what you need to take care of. You got bills, pay your bills. Come on now. You just got a big check from a boxing fight. And you can't pay your car note off? It's a truck. It's not like it was a Bugatti or a Ferrari or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's a truck that you should be able to afford. So pay it. Unless you're doing some other things that I don't know about that shouldn't be talked about, you should be able to pay your bills. Get these things taken care of. If not getting these things taken care of, then you got some other issues you need to think about. But until you solve these issues and you get these things right, because I believe you have an opportunity to get out the doghouse, even though you did something very stupid, and you knock somebody out. So maybe, I don't know, but yeah, that's something you need to take care of. So, my guy, you in the doghouse. And I'll be back. I'm going to take a commercial break. See you guys in a little bit.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah, no time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah, refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah, no time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah, refuse.
All right, and I'm back. So now we got the doghouse out the way. We got the new members out. Now we got to talk about the good guys, the guys that are actually doing very well. And this is the quarterback edition. So these are just some quarterbacks I got to talk about that have been doing some really good things for their respective teams. And this is for NFL and college. And what's crazy is both of these teams are in the same conference. Well, these players are in the same conference of each other in college and in the NFL. So one might be controversial, but I think it's a good thing to talk about because it's something that I think that makes a really good sense for this person, because it's a former Super Bowl winning quarterback for the other franchise of the other quarterback. They're both in the AFC North. He's helped lead this team into the playoffs. 4-1 in 5 games with them. He's the 4th quarterback to play for this team this year. They had Deshaun Watson. They had P.J. Walker. They had the other guy from that they drafted from UCLA. And now they have you. Joe Flacco. What up, Joe? What's going on, Joe? How you doing today, Joe? Mr. Flack, who used to be a part of Flock Nation, which might give you an idea of who the other quarterback is. So let's talk about Joe Flacco. So, in a 5-game span, Joe Flacco got off the couch and threw for 1,500 yards in his first 5 games for this franchise, which is in the 5-game span. He went 4-1. He just played against the Jets defense on Sunday, and he threw for over 300 yards in that game. The last time someone threw for over 300 yards in that game other than Joe Flacco was Tom Brady 725 days ago. This Jets defense is really good. And think about the quarterbacks that have played against this defense. You got Patrick Mahomes that played against this defense. You had Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, I could go on and on. You got Matt Stafford that played against his defense. You got Lamar Jackson that played against his defense. There are a lot of really great quarterbacks that played against his defense that did not throw for over 300 yards. He did that on Sunday. And for each win, Joe Flacco is earning $75,000 for each win. So he's made $75,000 4 times already. He's 4-1 in those 5 games. And he got them into the playoffs. They clinched the playoff spot with Joe Flacco as their quarterback. And I know everyone saw the clip of him taking a cat nap on the sideline, but hey, you know, he said that he's old enough to be some of those kids' fathers. So it's just a daily nap for a dad. And did you know before he signed with the Browns, he was auditioning for a role with inside the NFL? Also, David Njoku has gotten better with Joe Flacco as his quarterback. With Joe Flacco as his quarterback, he's had targets of 6, 8, 14, and 9. Njoku hasn't been targeted fewer than 6 times since week 6, which means he's been a huge weapon for this team. And that's because Joe Flacco was feeding him the ball. This offense has gotten better because Joe Flacco has been balling out. Now, he had a couple of glimpses in his game, but his most recent game was his best game he's had so far this year. And this man, he came off the couch. He probably didn't think he was going to win. He was going to play again in the NFL. He wanted to go back to the Jets. And look at what's happening with the Jets now. He wanted to come back and be a Jet. And now the Jets had to be stuck with Zach Wilson. And they had the injury that happened to Aaron Rodgers in the first game of the season. He's out for the rest of the year, even though he's back healthy practicing. He's not going to play again because they are not in playoff contention at all. But just imagine if Joe Flacco was the quarterback for the Jets and Aaron Rodgers had this injury. They may have been in a better position to be in the playoffs. But they're not. Because we all know how really good this defense is. And he went up against his former team and threw for over 300 yards and had one of his best games of his Browns career and helped them clinch a playoff spot. So, Joe Flacco, you have been doing some amazing things this year so far, and you came late in the season. It's not as if you've been there all this time. They went and called you up off the couch and gave you an opportunity, and you say, you know what? Here we go. We're going to go get this win. We're going to go get this win, and we're going to play well. So, you a dog, Joe Flacco. And it's fitting because the Browns have a dog as their logo. So it's a dog and the dog in the field. So welcome, Joe Flacco. And now as I talk about his counterpart in his division, this quarterback is my favorite quarterback in the league. He is the most dynamic quarterback in the league. He has the most rushing yards in a season by a quarterback. He is the only quarterback to have won unanimously as the MVP. He played college at Louisville, where he won the Heisman. When he got drafted, he was the last pick in the first round. 31 teams passed him over. And what he said was, Baltimore's going to get a Super Bowl out of me. I can guarantee you that. Now, the last few years, he's missed out on the playoffs because of injury. I'm talking about none other than Lamar Jackson, Mr. Flock himself. Lamar Jackson is the only quarterback that has 10 plus wins against teams 500 or better in a single season since quarterback starts have been tracked in 1950. He is the only quarterback with 10 plus wins. The only one. No one else. Not Tom Brady, not Patrick Mahomes, not Joe Montana, not Dan Marino, not John Elway. None of those quarterbacks have 10 plus wins against teams 500 or better. Lamar Jackson's the only one. Lamar Jackson now has 4 career touchdowns of 75 plus yards. All 4 came against the team that he just beat on Sunday, 56-19, the Miami Dolphins. The Ravens are one of 3 teams that have, where they're tied with the most 14 plus win versus teams with a winning record entering the game in NFL history. They have 7. The only other team that have 7 is the 2014 Patriots, who also won the Super Bowl that season. The other team that's on that list is the Pottsville Maroons, who won 6. That was in 1925. So this does not happen often. In that game against Miami, Lamar Jackson had a perfect passer rating, 158.3, QBR of 95.9. He threw for 5 touchdowns, 321 yards, 15 yards per pass, and he was 18-21 on the field. He also carried the ball for six times for 35 yards. But that was a game where he balled out. And that 75-plus yard touchdown that he threw was to Zay Flowers, his star rookie, wide receiver out of Boston College. Zay Flowers has been balling this year, but Lamar Jackson is the one that's been leading that team. Of all the MVP candidates, he is clearly the reason why his team has been winning. Clearly, by far. Because I'm a Niners fan, and I could talk about Purdy and CMC and how if neither one of them would be there, we wouldn't be winning at all. You know, CMC went down against the Commanders, and we still won that game, which proves that he can do that. But one thing I want to make sure I mention is that this Ravens defense is amazing this season. Right now, they lead the league in sacks, points allowed per game, and I believe it's total yards. This Ravens defense has been lights out. They went into Santa Clara on Christmas night. And as much as it burns me to say that they stole Christmas from Santa Clara and beat the San Francisco 49ers 33-19 at home and forced 5 interceptions. Brock Purdy had 4 of those. Sam Darnold came in, threw a touchdown, and threw 1 in the end, and threw another interception in the end. This defense has been, I don't think anyone else can say this, but this Ravens defense is the best defense that's been there this league. The three best defenses in this league I've seen have been the Ravens, the Browns, and the 49ers. Those have been the three best defenses all year long, along with the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't forget about them because that Chiefs defense has been lights out as well. And then you got teams like the Steelers whose defenses play good, whose defenses play good. And you got to think about the Saints. Their defense has been good. So, but the top three, that's the top three right there. But when it comes to those MVP candidates, Lamar Jackson is leading it. It's a minus 20,000. So it's just about a guarantee that he's going to win the MVP, and deservingly so. Lamar Jackson has been balling out and doing everything he needs to do to lead his team. They now have the number one seed in the AFC. They are the number one team overall in the NFL. This is the best team in the NFL. Lamar Jackson is healthy. He has not missed a game this year. He went and got a brand new contract, and now he's balling. He seems like he's primed to take his team to the Super Bowl. He promised that he would win it. He promised he would get them there. If he gets them there, he wins it. There's nothing else you can say about him. Lamar, you're a dog. So welcome to the Dogs in the Field, Lamar. You join your former teammate, Joe Flacco, the guy who helped, teach you some of the things in football. Him along with RG3, but more so Joe Flacco. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and you want to go do that for the Ravens as well. The Ravens have two. Joe Flacco was one of those. The other Trent Dilfer. You can add yourself to that list and say you're one of the three quarterbacks that have allowed this team to win a Super Bowl. Now, got to head to college now. This one is going to be pretty easy to say because I'm just going to go ahead and bring him up. But this young guy's name is Miller Moss. Miller Moss out of USC. This team is now unranked. 8-5 on the season. Well, now 9-5 because of that win that they got. Beat number 15 Louisville 42-28. Now Miller Moss was not the quarterback for all of this year. It was Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams was the quarterback for this team. He played in another game this year because he has a total of 681 yards, 7 touchdowns, a pick, and a QBR 97.3. However, 6 of those touchdowns came in one game, and now it's this bowl game against Louisville. The DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Miller Moss had a QBR of 98.1, averaging 11 yards per pass, 372 yards, 23 of 33 with 6 passing touchdowns. He also carried the ball 2 times for 13 yards. But Miller Moss came out of nowhere with this game. I don't know if anyone expected him to be able to have this kind of a game, but he went and had the game of his life in a bowl game. So I think more than likely they don't need a quarterback for USC because Miller Moss just balled out. I mean, but Louisville doesn't have one of the best defenses in the league, but he still put up 42 points against them. Especially when he only had 1 touchdown in the previous game before. And a little under 200 and a little under 300 yards. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys can really say about this kid. This kid's played very well. And it looks like the future may be bright for USC. with Caleb Williams now going to the NFL. Now, will USC's defense improve? Who knows? We don't know how that's going to happen, but I believe they have a quarterback that they can focus on for the next few seasons as long as they continue to develop him, let him play. But he balled out in the game when it mattered. He shined. He shined bright. Fight on for the Trojans. Miller Moss, your dog. And now, last but not least, this quarterback was second in Heisman voting. He's a quarterback for the Washington Huskies. He's a senior at 6'3", 213 pounds out of Tampa, Florida. For this season alone, he's thrown for 4,648 yards, 35 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and he's 6th in QBR with 85.7. In the Pac-12 championship game, he was 27 of 39, 319 yards, 8.2 yards per pass, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 88.9 QBR. In the game, Washington beat Oregon 34-31. Michael Penix Jr. In the previous game, in the All-State Sugar Bowl of the College Football Playoff semifinal, Washington beat Texas 37-31. Michael Penix Jr., 23 of 38 passing, 430 yards passing, 11.3 yards per pass, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 97.7 QBR. Ran the ball 3 times for 31 yards, 10.3 yards per rush. He had 2 receivers with over 120 yards. And I believe these 2 receivers are going to be really good in the league. That's Rome and Jalen. Those 2 receivers were making catch after catch after catch in that game. And Michael Penix was just making play after play after play. I think whoever gets Michael Penix, as long as you allow him to develop and you give him a good offensive line, he could be your quarterback of the future. He has an injury history. I get it. But he's been healthy this year, and he almost threw for 4,700 yards this year. That is crazy. It's almost 5,000 yards he's thrown. So I don't know what else you can really say about this guy that isn't good. Michael Penix Jr. has become he's become one of my favorite quarterbacks in college, and now he's going to the league. I want to see who gets him. I want to see where he ends up. What if he goes to Atlanta? You know, what if he goes to New England? Who knows where he gets drafted? Wherever he gets drafted, I hope they give him what he needs to be successful. Because Michael Penix Jr. balled out when it mattered the most. And in college football final, he has another game to play. He's not even done yet. He still has the national games to play against Michigan. And Michigan is the #1 team in college football right now. So if he goes out and beats Michigan, does he jump Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams didn't look that good this year. I mean, they were 8-5 with him as the starting quarterback. They almost lost to Colorado with him as the starting quarterback. So, I mean, Michael Penix is making an argument that he needs to be up there with Drake May and Caleb Williams. So, Michael Penix Jr., you a dog. that is it for me today. I appreciate you guys for watching. And until next time I see you guys, I'll say peace. Make sure you tune into the regular Arturo show that'll be today at 7 p.m. Make sure you tune to all the other shows in the Red Corner who had their interview stream earlier today. Make sure you go watch that. It was at 12 o'clock. So go watch it on their YouTube channel. RBO had an episode the other day with Vaughn. Go watch that. You got FFC, CTC. Go watch all the shows, y'all. Go watch all the shows in this network. This is a growing network, and we're going to be awesome. I'm going to tell you. Happy New Year to everyone who I haven't been able to say Happy New Year's to. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for enjoying the show. I hope you enjoy everything else that I provide and that all the other ones provide. And great job. For me, great job for everyone else. I appreciate all the comments, all the support, the love. And now, may you guys have a good one. Peace. Thank you for watching all the way through and tuning all the way to the end. Thank you for enjoying Dave's Doghouse. I hope you had a great show. Make sure you like this video and hit the notification button so you get an alert whenever I go live again or have another video and another episode. And also, last but not least, hit that share button. If you enjoyed this and you think someone else will enjoy it, share it. And also, thank you again for tuning into this episode, and I'll see you next time.